Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name's Teresa and I'm the Carbootcrafter, and I'm coming on today with the next instalment of my Betwixmas project, which is a box full of mini albums, one album per month for the rest of the whole of 2023. So a couple of days ago I showed you how I made the box and the dimensions for that. I've now finished the box and I've lined it all completely. And yesterday I showed you how I made these mini albums. So what I'm doing, I've got two different types of album and I'm alternating it. So that was January's one that I did yesterday, and today I'm looking at February's, then March already done, then April. So it just alternates all the way through like that. So I'm going to pop those ones away and I'm going to show you how to make the February one. And it's such a versatile little album that you can do all sorts of things with it. So I've got 3 sheets that I've already prepared so that I can show you some of the different ways that you can use that mini album. So first of all, I'm going to grab my scoreboard and a sheet of 12 by 12 paper and my scoring tool. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to score it on the 6 like that. It's best with these albums to use non-directional paper. You can use directional paper. For example, this one's got the hearts on it. But if you are using directional paper, then have it this way round so that the paper is, or the direction is this way, looking at you. And then you do your 6-inch score. I'm going to just do it on the other side as well, because when we come to create our album, it will be one of these sides, so the album needs to be that way. I hope that makes sense. So once you've done your 6-inch score, I'm going to rotate it and I'm going to score again at 4. Let me get that right the way up, at 4, and again at 8. So holding it very steady, and again at 4 and at 8 like that. Okay, I can pop that away. So what we need to do now is we have, let me grab a pencil, we have a line here which is our 6-inch, we have a line here which is our 4-inch, and our 8-inch there. And what we want to do is to cut this line away. So we need to cut down there and cut down here. We're not going to cut any of the other lines, and we're going to leave this piece completely intact. You can just get a pair of scissors and cut down, or a guillotine, or your trimmer, or whatever. The way I like to do it is to cut out some of the bulk. So I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to bring in my metal ruler and my my blade, and I'm going to use a pencil just to highlight as a visual reference where my crease mark is going across. So this is my 4 and my 8 crease mark. I'm just going to line it up because I want to take away just the tiniest of slithers, but it does take some of the bulk away. It does help with some of the folds afterwards. You don't have to do it this way if you don't want to. You know, it will work. It will work with the with just a cut down the crease mark, but I just like it to sit a little bit. I think it feels and sits a little bit better if you actually take some of that bulk out, which is what I'm doing here. So there's that one and there's that one. So I'm just taking those out, and that gives us that. The reason I'm doing it on single-sided paper is just it's going to be easier for you to see and tell the difference between the different sides of the pattern paper, that's all. But I would normally do this in a double-sided paper. Okay, so once we've got to that stage, to make the book, which is this one, so to open it out, I've got a pocket, another pocket, open it up, and I've got a flap on the back. Okay, so to make that one, what you would do is decide which side you want for the front, and you would have that facing down. So I'm going to put my pattern facing down. Then you're going to fold it back in half like that. Oh no, that's completely wrong, isn't it? It's that way. Sorry, you'd have your patterned paper facing up and then fold it in half like that. Okay, and you would then bring down your top one. So I'm just going to bring that down on that crease mark and reinforce that crease mark like that, and that gives me that flap there. To create these pockets, so that's a pocket and this is a pocket, I'm going to open that back up, and you bring the bottom flap up, just the top piece, just the one piece. Bring that up, line it up, making sure it's nice and straight and squared. Reinforce that. Now this one, you're going to bring the corner of this corner down, and you're just going to, by eye, line that side up with that crease there. If I open that out, it might make it a little easier for you to see. So you're just going to line that up with that, using that as a visual reference. I'm going to crease that down. Now I'm going to bring in my glue, and with this one I'm going to put a bead of glue down that line there. So I'm just going to put a little bead of glue all the way down like that. Bring that over. Just going to reinforce that everything, and now I'm going to hold that, but I've now created that pocket there. So while that's drying, I'm going to open this up, and now I'm going to put a bead of glue on this side all the way from the bottom to the top. I'm not going to put a bead of glue here, but if you want to make more of a deep pocket, you can, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to run a bead of glue up there, bring that back into the middle like that, and let's reinforce that one as well. Like that. And what I've done there is I've created this side. So I've got my pocket there, my pocket there, and I've got the front cover of my album that comes down like that. And with this one I've rounded those corners as well. So I've got that pocket there. Now to create the next part, so if I lift all of that up to the middle, I've got exactly the same pocket in the middle there. So how have I done that? So I'm going to fold that back over like that. So I've got I've just created, I'm going to open that up like that, and this is the one I'm going to work. I'm going to bring that up, line that up again and reinforce that crease mark there, and this time I'm going to bring this one down and do exactly the same as I did on the front. So just lining up that like that, and a bead of glue along this edge here will help me create that front pocket like that, and then a bead of glue along this edge here will help me create the other pocket. So that goes like that, and crease that down. Now if you want to, you can bring this over and then you create an album that looks like that, and you open it, you've got a flap and you've got your pocket there. But in the case of this one, I took it to the back. So fold that over and bring that down like that. And I've created another flap at the back. And I'd probably round off those corners as well. And all I've done is on the back page is I've added a little piece that opens and closes, so I can use that as writing or as a photo mat. I've got another photo mat there, and then when I open up I've got my pockets inside, and I've used that as a decoration rather than a photo mat. So that's how I did that one, using those scores and those cuts. So let me bring another one in for you. Now I've done this in exactly the same way. I've scored it at the 6-inch marks, and I've scored it again at the 4 and the 8 mark there. And this time I'm going to show you how I've made this one. This one, exactly the same. When you open it up, you've got your pocket there. I haven't decorated or finished this yet. You've got your pocket there. You've got your pocket there. And then this time you've got a pocket in the middle like that. Oops, let me pop that back in. So you've got a pocket in the middle there. I need to work that a little bit more. And then when I fold that over and flip it over, I've got another pocket, same as the front, on the back there, and another little pocket there. So let me show you how I created that one. So exactly the same as we did before. I want this one to be my front cover. So I'm going to fold it in half like that. I'm going to bring the front down as my front pocket, and I'm going to bring this one up, and I'm going to fold it exactly the same as we did the other one, exactly the same as last time. Crease that down, and I'll glue it in place very quickly like that, and fold it over, open it out, and I'm going to put the glue down here again and fold that over. And this time I'm going to flip it over. So that's our front done. I'm going to flip it over and do exactly the same. So this is my flap that goes over. This is the piece that I want to create that pocket. So I'm going to put it, this is my long crease mark there. This is the opening, and this time I'm going to pop it this way round. So I'm just going to fold that over like that, crease it down, get my glue along that edge. It's always worth double checking, because we want to make sure that our pocket is on the side there like that. So you've glued that down, open that back up, you're going to glue along that edge there like that, bring that back over and put that flap down. So that's almost done. That's the front and the back done, but I want to make this into a pocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open those two flaps up. So that's my back, that's my front. I'm opening them both up, and I'm going to grab a corner rounder, and we've got this bit in the middle. So I'm going to use my, not corner rounder, my hole punch, and I'm going to very carefully cut out a thumb lift there. So I've got that. Okay, and then I'm going to, easiest is to fold those back in, and now I'm going to put a bead of glue either side of there. So beads of glue all the way down. You can use double-sided tape. The problem sometimes with double-sided tape is that the your tags will often catch on them. So it can be a little bit tricky getting your tags in and out if you've used your double-sided tape, but you know, if that's not a problem for you, then you carry on. So I'm going to fold that back over and make sure it's all lined up like that. And we now have, that's the back. Let me turn it over. We've now got the flap, a pocket, a pocket. We've got a middle pocket here that I can put a tab in, and then I can flip it over, and I've got a flap, a pocket, and another pocket there. So that's how I did the April one. Let me show you that again. So flap, pocket, pocket, there and there. We have our finger guard there, which I can then pull out my tab or photo mat or whatever I want to do. Then I can flip it over, and I've got my other pockets on the back there like that. So that's another way that you can use that fold. Okay, and the next one I want to show you is this one, which you've got a pocket there, you open it up, there's a pocket there, a pocket there, and a pocket there. Okay, so let me show you how I've done that. So again, I'm going to bring in some paper, and to do the front, so we've got the flap that lifts up. So what you do with that is, I'm just going to move everything out the way. So let me think again. So this is our front. No, that's the back. This one's our front. That's why I like to fold it over. It just helps me to work out which is which. So that's the flap that's going to come down, and this is the one that we want to use to make that little pocket. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab my trimmer, and I'm going to trim a piece off. So let me turn it around the right way, that might help. I'm going to fold everything back, and I'm going to trim a piece off, and you know, it's entirely up to you how much you trim off. I think I'm going to take it to 2 inches, which is about halfway. So I'm trimming this one at 2 inches. So that's got rid of that. I'm going to bring in my circle punch, and I'm going to by eye do a little finger lift on there. And all I'm going to do for this one is put some glue down this side and this side, just like that, very simply. Bring that back up, fold it down carefully, and you now have a little pocket on the front with your flap and a pocket like that. And open it up in the middle, and in the middle of this one you can see that I've got a pocket there, and what I've used is the waste from that front piece that I've just cut off. I'm going to put it this way around just so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. The contrast really helps, I think, with seeing what's what. So again, I've put my finger lift on there, and this time I'm going to go down both sides and across the bottom. So one side, two sides, and it depends how good your glue is. This is really good glue, so I know that when it does stick, it's going to hold this little pocket in place, so I don't need to put absolutely tons on it. so I'm trying not to go too mad. These nozzles are really useful for some of that finer detail. So I'm just going to pop it on there, buffing it up to that crease mark there, and bringing it down to that bottom crease mark there. And again, I'm just lined it up, and I'm just going to reinforce and push that glue into the paper. So now I've got that inside one. We have another little pocket here, but to get the paper for that, we need to work on this page first. So I'm going to fold that over. So I want this piece to be my flap, the top piece. So this is the piece I want to cut. And as you can see, I've just cut it at an angle there. You can measure it if you want, but I'm just going to wing it, I think. So I'm going to just pop it back in my trimmer. So this is the piece I want to cut. I want to bring it up, so I want to get rid of this corner here. If it helps, you can pop an X on that corner, just so that it helps you with your you know, kind of rotation. If you wanted, you could measure. I think if I'm going to do it, I would measure about an inch there. This is the corner I want to get rid of, so I'd measure about an inch along here and then line them up, and you can draw that on if you want, and use scissors or your trimmer or a scalpel or whatever you want. So I'm just going to line it up roughly. I'm not that fussed on the angle. And there we've got a piece, and we've now got our pocket. Popping that out the way. And now we just need to put some glue up that one side. Again, if you want to make it a deep pocket, you can go across there, but I'm not going to. So that then creates a pocket there. And I'm going to use this piece by opening that up, and I'm going to, again, I'm going to pop it this way around so you guys can see. Let me just get my, no, I can't find my rubber, so I won't. And then you can just pop it in here, whichever way works for you. I'm going to pop it this side because I want to see the contrast on this. So long edge and short edge, but not the diagonal edge. So you could pop it that way round, or for the contrast I'm going to pop it that way, which means that I'm gluing on the back here like that. So these are just a few ideas that I've had for this fold and how to use it to create different types of albums or different ways of creating that album. But you know, have a play. There's so many different ways, and I really did enjoy using this fold to create different types of album. So if I bring June back in, you can see, so I've got my flap, I've got my pocket, which isn't quite dry yet, but I've got my pocket there. I can fold that back over, open up the middle, and I've got a pocket there and a pocket here. I put this one on this side because it just worked. I've got a pocket there, and when I fold it over again, open that flap, I've got another pocket here, which is the same as that one there. So that's just some ideas of how you can use that 6-inch fold score, and then the 4 and the 8-inch score. If I show you this one, so this is August. So this time I've brought the flaps on the inside, and I've cut that one slightly shorter. So I've used this piece that I've cut off. I've cut off on this piece. I've used that in another part of the album, but the piece I cut off from this piece, I've used to create a pocket there. I've done that fold with a pocket there and a pocket there for this side, and then the back piece, I've glued it down, and I've now got a little pocket there. So I've got a pocket, and a pocket there as well. And then when I open that, I've got a pocket in there as well. So lots of space. Oh, and that extra piece from this flap I used on the front to decorate, because I love this paper. And I just adored the contrast between them. So that's August. October, and as I said, they alternate. So October is, and these are not decorated yet by any means. So I've got my regular pockets, open it out, I've got a little pocket in there, open this one, and I've done this one as a deep pocket at the back with a short little flap over, and the piece that I've cut off there, that's what I've used here for that pocket there. So that was October. And December, I've got my flap, got my pockets, open it up, and I've got 2 pockets on this one, fold it over, and I've just got the flap there. What I did with this one is the flap that was down here, I folded it up this way, cut it in half, glued it down both sides, and the piece that I cut off here, that's that pocket there. So there's so many things you can do with this versatile little album to create all sorts of amazing little albums and ideas. And these you know, you can gift as they are, but as I say, I'm using them in my Betwixmas project so that I have an album for every month for 2023 to go in my box. So that's how I've done all of those. So let me pop them in the box. Oh, nearly forgot June. As I say, they've still got to be decorated. There's January, there's February, there's March. These are the ones that pull out concertina out like that. March, there's April, May is another concertina one. There's our June, which we've just looked at, July, August, September, October, November and December. So there are all of our albums in my Betwixmas box, ready for me to finish decorating and to add our memories and our photographs of 2023. So I hope you enjoyed that series, and I've got a thought for a couple of other things that will go in my album box. So just watch this space and see what happens. Okay guys, I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye for now.